Hey everyone, I'm Samantha Fish. May the rock be with you.
Lovely to
That's
talk to you.
okay.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for yours.
No worries. Welcome to May the Rock Be With You. And we've got a lot to talk about today because you've got a new album coming out. That's very exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah. Give
yeah,
us an
I'm pretty
idea on what we can
stoked
expect
about it.
with Paper Doll.
An idea of what you can expect?
Hmm.
Well, I think it's like probably my most, I say it's like really well-rounded. I know that doesn't sound like a very rock and roll description, but for me, like I feel like I leaned into the things that I'm known for, but just things that I'm like, I just wanted to lean into my superpowers on this record, I wanted to play guitar. I wanted to stretch out, the things that we do live, right? I think I'm more known now probably for my live show than anything. And people are always, they want to hear a record that sounds kind of like that. And I feel like this is probably the closest we've come to it to date. It's really exciting. Um, I feel like there's no filler on it. I feel like every song has a place. And it's a snapshot of who I am, right now and in this moment with this band, and it's current and it's exciting and I'm excited about it.
Excellent. It's very good. I've been playing it the last few days. I absolutely love it. Off in the Blue. Oh, what a song. Like,
Thank you.
best song ever.
You know what? You're like the third person today who's talked about that song. I didn't know. I'm really glad it's connecting with people because it's definitely different for the record.
Yeah. I think that's what it was. I think it stands out from an album that's just straight up rock and roll. And then there's a track in there. It's like, ooh, here's a different side. Here's something. It's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I love it. But as a player, you talk about who just wants to get out there and play up on stage and do that. How hard is it for you to adapt to being in a studio and making records?
I love it. It's not really hard for me to adapt. It's just a different thing.
Mm,
Like the stage, it's kind of this like you create a show and you're working to move an audience. With a record, it's like I am working to express myself and create a piece of art that hopefully moves an audience down the road. But I'm always thinking about the moment, like what's going to move us here now, like make something really beautiful or feels really really good. It's just a different environment entirely. I've obviously spent more time on the stage than I have in a studio. I think everybody in this day and age has probably.
yeah.
um but I don't know. I feel pretty comfortable in a studio. It's for me, it's an opportunity to evolve. Go, okay, this is what people might expect from me, but I'm gonna go another direction. It's an
Mm,
opportunity.
that's very good. So, what did this album allow you to do you may not have done on previous releases?
Um, well, I think that there's just a level of maturity and becoming more comfortable doing the things that I do. Like on stage, it's like really kind of second nature to sing and play because you're just channeling something else. You're entertaining an audience and you're feeling adrenaline. It's just like everything becomes kind of like it just sort of happens automatically. But when you go in the studio, it's not always easy to sing. Sometimes you feel anxiety and pressure, and oh my
Mm,
God, it's like you don't quite have that ease of operation. I feel like this record, I just felt really comfortable, like singing, playing, the songs I was performing. I feel like, you know, I knew that I was stretching in some ways, but it just feels really true to who I am. So, I felt really good making this one.
nice, excellent. So, as primarily a killer guitarist, in terms of songwriting, what comes first for you? Do you have the music, or do you have lyrics and then work the music around the lyrics?
There's so many ways to do it, and I've done it many, many different ways, but I feel like the most successful thing that I do as a songwriter, the thing that works out into actually producing a song that you like to hear and play, having a melody, starting with like a hook, something that's memorable. Like, I used to just like, I'd have pages and pages of lyrics and poetry, and just, it was like waiting for some great melody to come along to rehome this stuff. And it's like, that's generally not the successful route for me. It's like I kind of have to start with this thing and then build a story around that and, create a strong hook. Like if you have a great hook, the story can become anything. I think you just have to open your mind up to the possibilities. And, I do write a lot autobiographically, but sometimes like the hook is not about me. And so I have to figure out how to tell this story in a way that is going to relate to others?
Yeah, that's completely
So,
fair.
yeah.
I love that. Now, let's get to know you a little bit more. For those that aren't aware of you, so who are your biggest influences? Who would you say made you pick up the guitar?
Okay. Well, I'd say early on, like my dad, his friends, and some family members, really, because it was something that was always around the house when I was a kid. And, my dad taught me the scales. He taught me, chords and stuff like when I first started to play. And I was really into rock and roll. I'd listen to the radio. I was into like Angus Young, and I was into, Keith Richards and Mike Campbell from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And as I got more into like rock and roll, I started like diving into, okay, so who was Jimmy Page's hero? You
Mm,
find out like these guys are all into blues. And so I really started doing like a deep dive into blues music, going to record stores and picking up, like Skip James records. And I found about Freddie King doing that, like just a random selection, and I just was obsessed. There's something so fiery and passionate in the performance, and the ability to improvise within the form and um, really emote as a guitar player, not just stick to like a melodic guitar solo, which is beautiful and great and has its place, but to really like put everything you have into the bends and say something emotive with your guitar. I was really attracted to that. I really got in North Hill Country Blues. I think R.L. Burnside, Junior Kimbrough, that was kind of like a turning point for me that sort of mixed together this like raw rock and roll angst thing with the blues that I really was like, oh, okay, this speaks to me. This is
mm,
something.
nice. What about current players? Is anyone you're listening to at the moment that you really like?
Ooh, current guitar players.
Yeah,
Well, I just got off of the Experience Hendrix tour,
cool.
and I got to listen to some of the best guitar players in the world. Um, I'd say I'm going on tour with Kingfish next month, and he is a killer. Kingfish, Christone Kingfish.
Yeah, cool.
He's amazing. That this tour we had Zach Wild out there. I mean, he's
He's the
he's one of
best.
the great. I mean, it's just getting to watch him play every night was like, wow,
Yeah.
really such an incredible performer. Um, Contemporary guitar players. I mean, I love Derek Trucks. Like, does anybody emote like Derek Trucks? I don't think so.
Good
He
answer.
communicates in a way that like nobody else does. Like he's so gifted.
Mm,
It's like amazing.
excellent. See, I do that. I always ask people these sorts of things, and then I just go off and listen to them for the rest of the day. So there's my playlist done for the day. Thank you very much.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. Now you've made it down to Australia a few times before. Are you any thoughts on when you might come back and see us?
I'm hoping next year. I don't see anything on 2025's calendar, but I'm really hoping for 2026 play because, I like you guys down there.
Thanks. Like, I'll make
I
sure I come
really
and see you
do.
next
It's so
time. I
fun.
haven't seen you before, so I want to come
Yeah.
out and check you out. Like,
It's such a fun time for us. Like as a band, we love going down to Australia, and it's been really nice the last couple of years to get to do a little more of an extensive tour, not just a one-off here and there, but to actually hit several of the major cities there. And like, because
awesome.
it's hard for somebody from Perth to go to Sydney sometimes, in a way.
It
Like,
is. It's a fair way. Like, it's a fair hike.
yeah.
Like,
So we try to do that for them.
love you. We'll come and see us next time. We'll come out and check it out. Now, looking back over your career, it can be very easy to say what can change over time. What's the one thing that's always remained the same about what you do?
Hmm. Um, what's always remained the same?
Hmm.
Uh, it's tough because I was just gonna say the thing that's remained the same is that I'm constantly shaking up what I'm doing in a way, but that's not the same, is it?
The change, same,
Um,
yeah, same changes.
I I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess the energy of the shows. I'm sure I'll come up with something really great after we get off this call, but
Yeah,
I'd say the energy of the shows is fairly consistent throughout my career. Like I leave every last bit on the stage every night, and that's not changed. And I think that like that level I'm very dedicated to the live performance, and I feel like that resonates with people and it resonates with me, so it's something that's always been you know a factor in all my live performances and the same throughout.
beautiful. Love that. Now, what is on your list of things to do that you'd love to do, you haven't yet had the chance to do?
Oh God. I have a lot of things I want to do. I love new collaborations with new people. I love to go to Japan. I'd love to go
Mm,
to South America and Brazil. There's a lot of places I want to go that I haven't been to yet as a musician. I want to go as a musician and perform there. Um, we did India for the first time last year. Like,
Cool.
we started really doing uh more strategic touring in Australia and like coming and playing, more. I want to do that in a lot of places. Um, I want to, outside of music, I'd love to get, do some acting.
Cool.
I've had a couple little opportunities here and there, but I feel like that's something that I want to stretch into. I like entertaining people, man. It's kind of like I like to see where the other avenues, if I have a passion there, but I like producing records. I love being in the studio as not just as a musician making my own record. I like helping others shape and create their vision and their dreams, and I like to help. And there's a lot.
Just a few things. Yeah, yeah, just a couple of things. You're going to be busy for
Yeah.
the next 50 years. It's going to be great.
Open an animal shelter, open a bar. I don't know. A lot of
I have
things.
to ask, what was the experience like opening for the Stones?
Pretty crazy. I was gonna
Mm,
say that would be on the bucket list too, but we got to check that one off. Thank
mm.
God. That was pretty awesome. I've been saying that for years. Like, everybody asks, like, who do you want to open for? And I'd say the Stones, but ironically, because like, why that would never happen in a million years. So to be able to do that was pretty big, massive honor. And I did it pretty close to my hometown,
Oh, wow.
which was extra like, oh, let's throw a little more gasoline on this and full circle, you know, kind of, putting things into the universe. I'm not really that much of a woo-woo person, but we've been putting that into the universe so long. I was like, wow, did we like make this happen with just sheer will and,
Yep.
you know, whatever. I don't know. It was pretty cool. Let me just
Well,
say
that
that.
worked.
And such an honor to get to watch them because they're the best band in the world.
Yeah. And I don't think they'll ever come back here. So I think I've missed that, but I never got to see them. But
I mean, they seem like they really love it. I know it seems like I that's what we were saying. People were saying that was probably their last US show ever, and I was like, I mean, never say never. I see a lot of these bands on these farewell tours forever and ever and ever and
yeah,
ever. So we
it
all
happens.
do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Now, lastly, let's look ahead to the future with a prediction. So I want you to finish this sentence for me. By the end of 2025, Samantha Fish will.
Ooh. Oh God. What am I gonna do by the end of 2025? Um, I think I'm going to meet a whole lot of new fans because they're going to hear my new record and discover my music. And I think they're going to connect with this one in a really great way. And I feel like I feel like we're just going to meet a lot of new people that we haven't met before. Like me, my band. When I say we, it's not me and my multiple selves. I mean me and the bands and my team. I feel like it's just the world's gonna open up a little more.
See, manifesting again. There we go. Think it and it'll
Yeah.
happen. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Samantha, thank you so much for your time today. Absolute pleasure. I love the
Thanks.
record. I can't wait for people to hear it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
No
I'm
worries.
glad to hear you like it.
And I'll see you in Sydney, right?
Okay, yeah. Hopefully 2026. I'm ready.
See you then. Have a good one.
Okay. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for checking out our interview with Samantha Fish. Make sure you check out Paper Doll. It's a great record. Like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then go and check out maytherockwitheyou.com.